r/ask Reddit. How do you ruin a funeral by bringing only one item? Get well soon balloon. Passes balloon to deceased family. I didn't want this to go to waste. I had an aunt who brought her boyfriend to her husband's funeral. Her husband had killed himself. So, I'm going with bringing a lover to your spouse's funeral. I know of a similar situation. There was this guy I went to high school with. His long-term girlfriend cheated on his with this other guy and then brought him to the funeral when guy number 1 killed himself over it. I thought it was in poor taste to say the least. That's disgusting. Talk about being a scumbag. Those plastic clapping hands. A laugh track soundboard. Seinfeld theme included. A giant framed picture of someone else. Bonus points if the picture is of yourself. My mum took us to McDonald's just prior to my grandmother's funeral. At the time, they had Lion King toys that made the animal sounds that they represented. My sister was 4 and no one thought to take the very noisy toy off her before the service. So there was a hyena cackling during this very solemn time before someone could confiscate it. Ruined the mood, but in a very uplifting way. McDonald's. One those helmets with dual beer dispensers on the sides. EWAS number 1. Googly eyes. Put them over the dead person's eyes as you solemnly tell everyone it's an important ritual in your religion that allows the deceased spirit to see their way to the other side. Does anyone know if I can ensure this is done to me when I die? Could probably add it to your will. Air horn. Another casket with a body. Sorry Mr. Baker, we had another little mix up at the Polar. This is the real one. I promise it this time. Since you already have the hole dug, you mind if we throw one more in it? A Grim Reaper costume. My dad actually wants a Grim Reaper at his funeral, standing in the corner, saying nothing. I might use a mannequin tbh. Bring the mistress. That happened to a family friend. His mother had died 2 years prior. Then when his father passed away, the mistress came to the funeral. She sat in the very back and the grown children did not make a fuss. The father and mistress had been seeing each other for 30 years. She was in her 60s when he died. The family was very civilized about it because everyone knew, but simply didn't talk about it. Confetti. A congratulations balloon. A well done balloon at a cremation. Bring copies of the deceased's browser history. They're already dead. You don't need to murder them too. Yes, you've already had first death. What about second death? A 6-foot cardboard cutout of Nicolas Cage. They said ruin, not improve. Bring the murderer. Walks in with a tube of cancer. Cigarette? Nat glitter. Sprinkle it on the dead person's face. Ghostbusters outfit. Get the proton pack. Fill it with silly string. Have 2 friends come along. One who hides behind the casket, and the other also wearing a Ghostbuster outfit. Have the friend behind the casket start shaking it. Then you and the other guy run up yelling I ain't afraid of no ghosts while spraying everyone and everything with silly string. Finish it off by crossing the streams. Best funeral ever. Wouldn't that be considered spawn camping? A necromancer. I would consider a funeral ruined if the person wakes up again. Barbecue sauce. But it only works if you keep hungrily eyeing the casket and asking questions like is anyone else starving? Bring a flamethrower to get the cremation process started early. Well, one way to ruin a funeral would be to do an unboxing video for YouTube. A Bop It Extreme. Pull out a karaoke machine and start singing along with I'm Walking on Sunshine. If people try to stop you, act confused and shout man, this place is dead. That is kinda normal here in the Philippines. Bring a large cleaver and ask what cuts they want. Bringing a megaphone bullhorn and repeating everything the officiant says. Wetsuit. Just imagine everyone grieving and you see some dude fresh out of the ocean with his snorkel still on. I'm getting someone to do this at my funeral. A dirt bike and just sit there revving it. How to ruin anything, probably including a dirt bike race. A snare drum and cymbal so I can do a rim shot every time the speaker says something nice about the deceased. Bring your wifu body pillow and I'm sure people will have some choice words about it. Don't give me that look. Hanako-chan needs to grieve. 2. Get a custom made waifu pillow where she's wearing black veil and negligee to truly set the mood. I legit went to a funeral where someone showed up late and blamed traffic. It was for someone who died in a car accident. Sorry I'm late guys. Traffic was murder. Double quote. Wearing headphones. People would go crazy. They will lose their shit when the last rites is going on and you're listening to some songs on full blast and music is leaking out. The exact object they were killed with, if they were killed. Whips out tumor. Mario +1 mushroom. Bring a puppet. Bring an additional casket. When someone asks about it, just give a knowing smile and say you'll see. Bring a bottle of liquid ass and pour it on the deceased. Goddamn dude, I had forgotten all about liquid ass, but in reading your comment, I can recall the exact scent. Me and my buddies spent too much money and wreaked so much havoc with that garbage back in high school. At my fiance's dad's funeral, he suffered a freak stroke and passed in his 50s. She tucked a get well card into his jacket at the open casket viewing. Dark humor has always been your immediate family's calling card and helped them cope with the unexpected loss. His hyper-religious, Orthodox Mormon extended family, not so much. Bring in a real doll of the deceased. Boombox, plays only hip-hop songs. Bring the body of the deceased. Just imagine everybody looking into the casket all confused and you briskly jogging in saying shit. Guys hold on, I got em right here while a dead, limp body is slung over your shoulder. Wacky waving inflatable arm tube man. Wacky waving ARM tube man. In my wedding dress, I mean my sister claimed it ruined her wedding. The body of the deceased significant other, whether they were dead before or not, that will be quite a mood killer. Atlas the robot from Boston Dynamics. Tell everyone the dead person's spirit is now within this. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.